A few police officers opened a fried chicken shop to monitor criminals, but their fried chicken was so bad, it was hard to believe they were running a fried chicken shop. But when they ate this one plate, the fried chicken was delicious, crispy on the outside, tender chicken on the inside. It felt like heaven at that moment. It turned out this plate was fried by Jim. He was the only one fit to be the chef. Soon the first wave of customers arrived, but then an issue came up. The customers ordered a fried chicken with sauce, but they only had the recipe for plain fried chicken. Jim had to improvise using his sauce for ribs at home and made a fried chicken with sauce. The customers tried it.
오, 존맛!
대박!
Hearing the customers praise it, the group felt an inexplicable sense of accomplishment. As more and more customers arrived, they were exhausted. Although they made a lot of money, they weren't happy because they were police officers and they were only running the fried chicken shop to monitor the criminals across the street. One day, the police station received a tip. A group of criminals was about to make a deal because they had messed up several cases in a row. They were being criticized by their superiors and were threatened with the disbandment of their squad. So the team decided to take on a big case to save their squad from being disbanded. At that time, the head of the major crimes unit approached Captain Gao and gave him a lead. A criminal had just been released from prison. Such people often return to illegal activities after being released. The criminal was living in a residential building. With this information, the major crimes squad began searching for criminal evidence. The four of them were on stakeout downstairs, while Jim observed from the roof with binoculars. But after several days of observation, they didn't see any activity from the criminal. Instead, an old lady from the building mistook Jim for a voyeur and reported him to the police. They moved to a fried chicken shop across from the residential building and monitored for another week, but still found no clues. Just when they were getting nowhere, they learned from the fried chicken shop owner that people from the building sometimes ordered takeout. The captain immediately had an idea. They could disguise themselves as delivery men and infiltrate the criminal's place. But the owner delivered some bad news. Business had been bad recently, and starting tomorrow, the shop would close down. Hearing this, they all felt down. Suddenly, one team member came up with a solution to buy the shop so they could collect evidence more effectively. To save the squad, the captain secretly went to his boss and got approval to take his retirement money early, then bought the fried chicken shop. But just 2 days later, problems arose, perhaps due to the change of ownership. The once struggling fried chicken shop suddenly started getting customers. They often found it difficult to handle because it lowered their work efficiency, and they didn't know how to cook fried chicken. Every time a customer came in, they would tell them there was no chicken for the day. But this couldn't go on. How could a fried chicken shop never have chicken? So they decided to start normal operations. But frying chicken was a skill they didn't have. The captain bought a recipe, and each of them fried a batch. Whoever fried the best would be the chef. Soon several batches of fried chicken were ready. They began to taste test. The first 3 were either too salty or too bland, until they ate the 4th one, which was crispy on the outside and tender on the inside, better than the previous owner's fried chicken. The chef position clearly belonged to Jim. Then the first wave of customers arrived. They were confident, but the customers ordered a fried chicken with sauce, and their recipe was for plain fried chicken. Jim reluctantly used his rib sauce recipe and made a fried chicken with rib sauce. The customers took a bite and couldn't stop praising the flavor.